So get up and let this funky mellow get you in the mood, 'cause you know it's all right. Hey everyone, it's Shakira. Welcome back to Glow Beauty Wellness here on YouTube. And today I'm going to answer a question that came in through the comments here on my channel. It's such a helpful video. I'm interested in becoming a fitness instructor and curious what all I need to be certified in. Could you do a video explaining that? So first of all, before we move into the video, make sure you like the video because it's going to be good information. And then also subscribe so that we can get this video to more people that are interested in becoming group fitness instructors. Okay, so what do you need to be certified in? You need to be a certified group fitness instructor first if you know that you want to focus on group settings and classes. Also, I'm getting my nails done tomorrow. Don't judge me because you know that I don't be coming on this channel without my nails done. But tomorrow, I was actually supposed to go today, but my schedule was just a little bit crazy today, so I'm going tomorrow. Anyway, getting your group fitness instructor certification, that is step number one. And then step number two is going to be to do some research on places that are hiring instructors and what they are looking for specifically in terms of your certification. Now, I did not do this when I decided I wanted to be a group fitness instructor. I was very ambitious and I just wanted to cover all things wellness and fitness. My specialty though is yoga. It has become cycle, which is like totally left field. So yoga, cycle, and cardio and strength classes, aka Tabata. I like Tabata and I like anything high intensity because I feel like it's very helpful for women as well as people that want a workout that is not predictable and that will keep your body guessing and confused and will help you change your body. So when I started out teaching yoga at the Dallas County Jail, I actually was not even certified. So let's say you want to become a yoga instructor though, since I started on that topic. Some places want you to have the Yoga Alliance certification. I don't have a Yoga Alliance certification. I did research on that and it's not 1000% necessary. Some places will not care if you have that certification from Yoga Alliance. It's basically a nonprofit. I think it's a nonprofit organization, and it was made up. I don't know who said that they were the ones that had the guidelines and stuff like that, but it can be helpful if you want to teach at certain big gyms. Like I think that Lifetime might want you to be Yoga Alliance certified, but I don't know. But I am a certified yoga instructor. Okay, I am a certified yoga instructor. I completed my training and I've been teaching for several years now. But every studio and facility will be different. So do your research on what you might need to work at certain places. And also don't let that be the end all be all. My first program that I started for yoga was online. It was not Yoga Alliance certified because it was not online. My thing is I think about, well, who made up these rules? Why? Who is Yoga Alliance, and who are they to say that this school is credible and this school is not? Now, the school that I went to, Blue Anjou in Louisville, Texas, was a fabulous school, and I'm glad that I went that route because I wanted to make sure that when I go to teach, I am teaching the proper alignment. I'm, learning, and I learned so much from that training program, but I'm not Yoga Alliance certified, but I am a certified group fitness instructor and also a certified yoga instructor. I completed my program and training, and believe it or not, you don't even need to be certified in anything in terms of what you are teaching. It's just a matter of, can you teach it? Do you know your safety protocols? You need to be certified in CPR and first aid though, just in case a participant has an incident in your class. So group fitness certification and your CPR and first aid certification. And that leads me into cycle. I'm not a certified cycle instructor. I actually was kind of thrown into teaching cycle. The the wellness and fitness director that I was working with, when they asked me to teach cycle, was just like, can you teach it? And I'm like, okay. So I went to a couple cycle bar classes, and I basically, also I looked stuff up on YouTube because there are classes here on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, so now what I do for my cycle classes, I've had a baseline for my students. You'll see when you start to teach, you'll have your regulars and you'll have your people that come in here and there. But you know that when you start a class and you start a certain way, you have to go up a little bit in terms of the intensity of the class to challenge your students. You don't want a class that's like, you want a class that's like crazy or challenging and then maybe mid-range and then slow it down the next class. You want a range so that your people are actually growing in their fitness and they're growing in their endurance and their strength. So I make up my own thing in terms of my cycle classes as well as Tabata. Now they do have people that certified Tabata instructors, but this is another example of people just capitalizing off of the fitness industry and doing whatever it is that they do so that they can be the ones to say, okay, now you're a certified Tabata instructor. To all Tabata is you're doing high intensity intervals for 20 seconds on, so 20 seconds you're working really, really hard, and then 10 seconds you're resting. And you do that 8 times for one exercise, and you mix it up. That's the same thing I do with my Tabata class. I don't believe that you need to be certified in that. I've gone through a PIO training as well. That is a Beachbody program. I went through the training, but I don't like their format, so I don't teach that. So you want to take the training. Let's say you want to become a yoga instructor. I would say go through a training. I would say go to a studio training and somewhere where they're going to space out your training. My training was over a year's time because that is a philosophy and a lifestyle. Whereas Tabata also has its history, but yoga and Tabata are like 2 different things. The same thing with cycle. I feel like there are some people that are super duper duper into it, that are cyclists and stuff like that, but there's the history of cycling is not like the history of yoga. So depending on where you want to teach, you will either decide to get your certification or not. I'm going to say it's not worth it, just because it's cycling. You know, you just need to do your research on your own and make sure you know your RPMs, your beats per minute. You need to cycle with the music perhaps, and train yourself so that when you are teaching, you are not, you're not winded. Let's talk a little bit about fear when it comes to teaching, because I know that there are a lot of people that are afraid to teach. They really want to teach, but they're fearful of being in front of a classroom. The one thing to remember is that your students don't know what they're doing either. So let's say they don't know what they're doing or they don't care, because you'll have your regulars that kind of know what the deal is with instructors, and when they get in with a new instructor, it's just about learning the style of the instructor. You start to develop a rapport with your students. Try to learn their names, be friendly, introduce yourself and stuff like that. Be true to who you are as a person, your personality, your teaching style. Like me in particular, I have a wide range of music styles that I like, but my students aren't necessarily into rap 100% or pop 100%. But one thing that I don't do is I don't try to be something or somebody that I'm not. For instance, I know that some of my students would love like some country, because I've been to some classes where they play country, and I'm like, listen, that's just not me, But I do kind of bend things and make things so it's not 1000%, trap music and stuff like that, because although my students, I think they like some, nobody wants to hear loud noise all through their class. But keep in mind that your students aren't necessarily looking for you to be perfect. Where I teach, the people that come to my classes are really, really awesome. My Tabata is not a huge class. The gym up the street from us actually just opened, and it's big and it's all new. And so a lot of people have moved from our gym to the other gym, which is completely fine. But that has really dwindled down my Tabata class. And so it goes up and down. But what I do know is it's not because I'm not a good instructor, but it's because some people don't like the class, and that's okay. They might not like me. That's okay too. You have to be okay with people not being down with your class and not internalizing, well, how come they didn't come back to my class? You know, they just didn't like it, and that's cool. So yeah, the biggest thing is just being confident with whatever you teach. Make sure you look into all of the local gyms that might be hiring for instructors, and then ask, do I need to be certified in this? Because like I said, I am a certified yoga instructor, but I'm not Yoga Alliance certified. I'm not a certified cycle instructor, but I'm a damn good cycle instructor. Let me tell you, what people want the most is a good workout. I auditioned to teach at the Cycle Bar. They wanted me to teach over here in Plano, but if I were to teach there, they have a whole different format, but they want to, if I taught there, then I could not teach my people on Wednesdays, and that is not about to happen. But that class is always super duper lit because I make it fun. It's never the same. I make it challenging, and what people care about the most is a good workout. Make them sweat, make them work hard. Be about your safety. Make sure when you are cueing your people, you know what you're doing. You know how to properly cue so that people are not throwing their backs out or straining themselves and so on and so forth. So that's going to do it for this video. I think I've been running my mouth long enough. I appreciate you all so much for watching. If you have any other questions and in regards to your group fitness instructor training, what you need, please drop them down below. And if you have tips, you can drop them below as well. And I'll see you next video. Bye. Okay, so I wanted to add this on at the end of the video because I'm editing the video and I realized that I forgot to talk about this, but you want to learn how to read your music, how to teach with your music. And when you're going through your group fitness training, it talks about that a lot, because if you've ever been to a class and the teacher is just not up to par with their music, and you realize that something is just off, and it's because they're not with the music, okay? So, you know, like it counts. So if I'm teaching cycle, sometimes I'll have my class stay out of the saddle for 2 8 counts, okay? And so a lot of times at the top of the beat, that is kind of your indication of, okay, here's where the phrase, I think it's called the phrase, begins, and then that's an 8 count, and then maybe you'll have your class stay for another 8 count or another 8 count, and sometimes you'll be off. It won't always be perfect, but you want to make sure you create an experience for your students. So learning your music will help you create an experience for your students. It's just like when you're in the club and you're dancing. It's kind of, you know, and the more you teach, the more you get into this, the easier it will be. And you will make mistakes, and it's okay. Understanding that you will make mistakes and just rolling with that is really important. But learn your music and also be confident with what you're doing, even if you mess up. So what if you mess up on the musical counts? You know, just practice in your off time. Make sure you take the time to learn your music so that you can not only create an experience for your students, but also be confident and comfortable as you are performing or instructing your class.